Donald Trump has a nasty rash on his neck. It's been there for at least a week, and it's getting worse. It looks like it could be shingles, but the White House says it's something completely different. In fact, the White House doctor is suggesting it's a reaction from a chemotherapy drug. When examining a patient with a rash, one of the most important assessments to make is the timeline. The trend of a rash over time will offer clues as to the type of rash and the cause. So let's look at the timeline of Trump's rash. The rash first appeared, and I didn't notice this before, at the State of the Union address, and that was on February 24th. Here's what it looked like then. You can see a little redness right in that neck there, but it's subtle. Then, on February 28th, this is the night he started the Iran war. This is in his hotel banquet hall / situation room. The redness is still visible. Again, pretty subtle, but it's there. And finally today, at a Medal of Honor ceremony, it's clearly the worst that it has looked. It looks angry and crusted, and it's obviously getting worse. So, what could it be? What's our differential diagnosis list? The diseases it could be. Well, there's an old saying in medicine, common things are common. For an 80-year-old man who is sending American soldiers to die in an unconstitutional war, along with the Epstein files, which won't go away, he may have added stress and worse than usual sleep habits. This, of course, will inevitably weaken his immune system. With a rash like this and a presumably weakened immune system, most doctors' first thought will be shingles. So a little background on shingles. Shingles is a viral infection caused by the varicella zoster virus, which is the same virus that causes chickenpox. After a person recovers from chickenpox, the virus is not actually cleared from the body. Instead, it goes dormant into a state called latency. This is interesting. The virus actually lives inside your DNA, hidden from your immune system, in a place called nerve root ganglia. These ganglia are balls of nerve tissue near the brain and spinal cord. Years or even decades later, in fact, it's usually decades later, the virus can reactivate, usually due to age, stress, or a weakened immune system. The reactivated virus travels along a nerve path to the skin, causing the characteristic painful blistering rash. Because the virus follows a specific nerve, the rash usually appears as a single stripe of blisters wrapping around one side of the torso or face, other parts of the body, never crossing the midline. This is called a dermatome, which is an area of the skin served by one specific nerve root. Here are a few examples of shingles to explain what I'm talking about. This is a photo of a shingles rash on the torso. It's just under the breast, so let's take a look at a dermatome map and see which spinal nerve root that this rash came from. This rash, by looking at the dermatome map, you can see it probably originated from the right T5 dorsal ganglion. Let's take a look at another photo. This rash is just above the breast, which means the virus probably came from the left T3 nerve root. Shingles can also affect the head, neck, and face. Let's take a look at a photo of that. So you can see in this photo that the rash is kind of on the forehead and down to the level of the eye. Shingles on the head and face originate in the trigeminal ganglion. Here's the dermatome map for that. You can see that the rash is coming from the V1 branch of the trigeminal nerve. Bottom line, shingles usually lasts for a few weeks. It's very painful. It's miserable, in fact. And there are some medications you can take which might help to reduce the length of time that the rash is there. An example of that medication is something like Valtrex. Shingles is certainly very common in the elderly, people like Trump. But what if it's not shingles? The White House physician released a statement today suggesting the rash is due to a chemotherapy drug. Before I explain that, I have a very brief and important message from my new Medicare partner chapter. Millions of seniors are meeting with insurance agents and brokers. Many of those insurance agents and brokers are making very good commissions signing up folks on the wrong Medicare plan. This is where chapter is different. They compare every Medicare plan available, giving you unbiased guidance. Seniors who call the number above save an average of $1,100 per year. It's a completely free service. There's no obligation, so I invite you to call 504-613-5925 and speak with a trusted Medicare advisor today. Okay, back to Trump's rash. Earlier today, White House Dr. Sean Barbabella released a statement. I'll read it to you. President Trump is using a very common cream on the right side of his neck, which is a preventative skin treatment prescribed by the White House doctor. The president is using this treatment for 1 week, and the redness is expected to last for a few weeks. They're trying to be so clever with their language here, but let's read between the lines to figure out what might be really going on here. They are saying that he is using a topical cream that can cause a rash. Usually we give a topical cream to treat a rash, not cause a rash. That detail almost guarantees which medication he's using. It's a drug called fluorouracil, or 5-FU. The name brand of that cream is Fudex. Fluorouracil is a chemotherapy drug. When given IV, it can be used to treat all kinds of cancers, including colon cancer, breast cancer, head and neck cancers. But when applied as a topical cream, it treats superficial basal cell carcinoma or other precancerous lesions like actinic keratoses. Both of these are usually due to sun damage, and because of Trump and his long history as a golfer, he certainly has sun damage. The way the drug works is that it only interferes with DNA of rapidly dividing cells, which are the abnormal ones. Within a week or so of applying this topical cream, the sun-damaged cells begin to turn red and inflamed. You get crusting, followed by the peeling away of the damaged skin, revealing healthy, new skin underneath. The Fudex rash is also usually painful. It feels something like a constant bad sunburn. The crusting phase, which it seems like Trump is probably in now as of today, is the most painful phase. This treatment does seem likely because of one clue that we have not mentioned yet. When you're on this Fudex cream, you cannot go in the sun. The last time Trump played golf was over 2 weeks ago on February 15th. So it seems most probable that Trump is being treated with the topical chemotherapy drug fluorouracil for skin cancer or precancer. In this case, his rash seems less likely to be shingles and more likely to be some other skin cancer or precancer lesion. There are other topical skin cancer treatments, by the way, like Imiquad, for example. But since the White House won't say the name of the drug, once again, we can only speculate. However, I guarantee that Trump is not happy about this no matter what. Number one, because he won't be able to put makeup on that. And that ugly rash is going to raise a ton of questions about his health yet again. As I mentioned in this video about the Trump cult, the leader of these cults must maintain the appearance of invincibility. Trump hates it when he appears to be sick. Number two, if this is the topical chemotherapy drug, he won't be able to go in the sun for at least a few more weeks, which means he won't be able to play golf for a few more weeks, so that'll save us taxpayers some money. I'll be keeping close watch of this new health issue for Trump, this rash, and as always, I will report back to you when I have something concrete. I have more videos coming soon about Trump, including, number one, Trump and frontotemporal degeneration specifically. Number two, why villains like Trump seem to live so long. And also, number 3, what it will take to invoke the 25th Amendment and remove Trump from office once and for all. We need your support to get to 100,000 subscribers, which will help keep us making great content. A very special thank you to our new and existing members. We will have new members-only behind-the-scenes insider content launching this week. Please consider becoming a valued member today. If you want to come say hi to me, you can find me over on Blue Sky. Until then, stay informed, stay safe, and wear sunscreen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.